Okay, let me start this video out by saying I love Samsung, Apple, and LG pretty much all the same. If you have watched this channel since day one, I have been doing tech reviews on all of those products that I just named and plenty of news, articles, and reviews on all of those products. With that being said, I said years ago that Samsung would eventually take the #1 slot from Apple because Apple was lacking innovation, meaning that we keep getting the same iPhone over and over. And they know people in today's world, their attention span is so short. Like you got like 2 minutes to really impress somebody when you're trying to sell them something, or even in your videos. Is only this, I hate to say it, but the smart, intelligent people that really take time and listen and soak in what someone is actually talking about. Now, I'll jump right into it because, like I said, everybody's attention span is pretty short nowadays. Samsung just released the S21, and I knew they would get to a point where they would have to drop that price, but clearly there was a phone last year that was better than a lot of phones, and it was the most underrated phone, and I think still is probably the biggest slept-on phone of 2020 was the LG V60 Thin Q, and you're looking at it, and I'll tell you why. Let's first talk about the specs. Now, the V60 Thin Q 5G, to be exact, has a 6.8 OLED Full HD Cinematic Full Vision display. It comes in at 2460 by 1080. Has a memory. The internal memory goes all the way up to 256. You could also use an expandable SD card. So that's a big plus. The audio, I have never heard, I don't think, any smartphone sound as good as this 32-bit hi-fi quad digital to analog converter, short for DAC, charging type C, quick charge, in-display fingerprint sensor. It has it all. Chipset 865 Snapdragon. The camera setup is truly amazing. 64 megapixels, a triple 13 megapixel, and you have that outstanding 160-degree Z camera. And the front camera is 10 megapixel, and to top it off, you have a 5,000 milliamp battery. This is a beast, and it's dual screen on top of all of that. So let's talk about what Samsung is doing with the S21, and I will give you a comparison. These are facts, and I want you guys to understand one thing. And I mean, Samsung clearly is trying to cater to all different types of audiences, okay? So we understand the price had to be dropped, but let's compare what they're doing to what the LG V60 already have. So the S21 will come in with the Snapdragon 888. As I just said, the V6 has a 865, and these are facts. I want you to go look all of this up because, hey, I'm Mr. Resources. Trust me when I tell you this. The S21 has a computer of 1/2.9 gigahertz, and the V60 has a CPU of 1/2.8 gigahertz. Out of the box, the S21 comes Android 11, and the LG V60 will upgrade to Android 11 here very soon. Now, the RAM is a tie. They both come in at 8 gigabytes of RAM. The storage space, this is a make or break for anyone. You have both of these internal storages can go all the way up to 256 megabytes, but there's no SD card anymore on the S series. And I think that will definitely get Samsung to lose some customers, because a lot of people know that, especially when you use these mobile devices for YouTubing and doing a lot of other things, you kind of just, you really don't expect a whole lot from a lot of these places, but yeah, you don't expect for them to give you just 256 gigabytes of storage to deal with when you know you're going to need more than that when you're making videos or downloading video games. So that's a win for the V60, as well as not only does the V60 has an SD card, it supports SDHC and SDXC. So this is also a deal breaker. The S21, I couldn't believe this, but I was like, I looked it up over and over. Actually, is giving you the same exact screen that pretty much the LG V60 has, which is a regular, I don't want to say regular, but it's they call it the dynamic AMOLED. So, and we have a POLED screen on the LG V60, which is better, believe it or not, than the one that's on yeah, the S21. So the ratio, check this out, and the resolutions for both screens on the S21 is 24 by 1080, and the resolution on the V60 is 2460 by 1080. So the V60 has a better screen than, yeah, you guessed it, the S21. Don't let them fool you with that dynamic AMOLED. That's just a catchphrase for Samsung. They use it trying to get by and say their screens are better, which they do have the best screens, but you have to get that super AMOLED, which is only on the Ultra. You're paying $1,000 for that. So in other words, both of these have what we call HDR10 plus. The refresh rate is what really differentiates these two displays. One is at 120 refresh rate. Of course, that's the Galaxy, and the V6 will refresh all the way up to 60, which most people don't even notice that in today's world. Like, they don't even really know what that means. But yeah, if that matters to you, then you definitely could save a lot of money, because the V60 now I think is on sale for like $600, and this is out of the box at somewhere around the S20 like $800. But that's not just it, because you could also see a big difference when they talk about this LG 3D sound, this DAC. The Dolby Atmos and the 8KG audio has absolutely nothing on that at all. Has nothing on the LG V60. Audio is just way better, and I think this phone was underrated, man. I really do. And it has the dual screen. It has everything and more that you're paying for on a lot of these flagships. That's what I'm trying to get people to see. You're paying for these flagships, and you really don't get a whole lot more different stuff, but you get two screens here, as you can see, and this phone here just is good for everything. It's just nothing that this phone can't basically do. Even when you watch YouTube, like the wide view is a major selling point. Major selling point. A lot of people like that, and there's a lot of ways you can get used to using that. But I'll let you guys make your own decisions. That's just me saying that I think the LG V60 Thin Q5G was one of the most slept on phones of all time. And I'll say this, shout out to Jay Williams, because they called it and said that phone had everything. Look at his YouTube channel. And shout out to Saki Tech. Both of them influenced me to buy this, because I had to spend time with this, and I'll be posting a lot more videos with it. But yeah, like this video, leave your comment, share this on social media. If you choose to get the S21, go ahead, but there are a lot of better phones out there for that price. Subscribe.